What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and Link. I got a very busy day, so that's all I'm going to be able to get to today. But first, I wanted to start out here. This is out of my book, Using Technical Analysis, and it's talking about symmetrical triangles. And that's what Bitcoin was in for as we were consolidating for almost 3 months in this area. And as you can see here, we have broken out of our overall macro downtrend and out of this symmetrical triangle. And listen to what this says about symmetrical triangles here. Symmetrical triangles are formed when price fluctuations result in 2 consecutive descending tops and 2 consecutive ascending bottoms. Drawing lines through the tops and the bottoms define the boundaries. As the price of the stock works its way towards the apex, just like we did of the triangle, the volume tends to diminish. So that's what we were dealing with right in this area. At some point, usually within 2 to 3 months, just like we had, the demand or supply side suddenly overwhelms the opposition and the breakout occurs. So we have had that to the upside. It's very significant. The breakout is often accompanied by an increase in volume, which we had. So that's another check mark for it. When the closing price goes beyond the side of the triangle by 5% or more, the breakout has been confirmed, and we have definitely been up more than 5%. So this is a true breakout to the upside. Now listen to this part. The symmetrical triangle is called a continuation formation because most of the time the breakout will be in the same direction, up or down, as the price was headed to the triangle creation. So as we were moving to the upside here, we got into this symmetrical triangle, and now this has been continuation to the upside. That's so very important here. And then it goes on to continue to say, when the price breaks out in the opposite direction of the triangle, then it would serve as a reversal formation. As with the other triangles, if the price works its way out through the apex, the triangle loses its significance. A symmetrical triangle does not have to be perfectly symmetrical in order to be classified as such. It is only necessary that the bottom line slant upward and the top line slant downward. While breakouts on the upside should be accompanied by an increase in volume to be reliable. So we had that. A breakout to the downside does not require an increase in volume to be taken seriously, guys. And this is why I study chart patterns. This is why I study technical analysis. This stuff works. And now what we're looking at here, since we've had this massive breakout, guys, our RSI is getting up to around 83 right now. And you can see this red line. Typically, when we get up into this area, we will have some type of retracement. So I want you to be aware of that. These retracements happen, just like over here, how we continued to keep pumping, but we had a retracement. So from our top to our bottom, we still retraced 20%. So I would not be surprised if we retraced in the days or weeks to come back to that $10,500 and see if we could back test that, hold that as support, because whenever you break through a resistance, you want it to turn into support. And sometimes you'll even come all the way back to the breakout point before you run farther. Okay, now for Bitcoin, we are getting so overextended, but I still wouldn't be shocked if we had another kick up here, guys, a little bit more, even up to that $12,000 range. But for me, I have all my trailing stop losses in, I'm in profits, and basically I'm allowing the market to continue to move. And if it goes against me, then I'll get stopped out, and that's what I'm looking for. And then I'll look for another opportunity to enter. But it was so important for us to break out of this symmetrical triangle to the upside. That's what may, in the days, weeks, and months to come, get us up above all-time highs of that $20,000. If this would have been a break to the downside, we potentially could have been looking at $3,000 very quickly here. So it's a blessing that we broke out to the upside. We're up above our 9 moving average, our 30, our 60, our 100. We've just been cruising right now, guys. So for Bitcoin, I would just say we're getting overextended in terms of the RSI. I'm sure people are going to be taking their profits, but if you're a long-term investor, this is where you want to continue to hold your positions, let the market do what the market's going to do. If you're a short-term trader, you've probably already taken your profits and you're looking for the next retracement so that you can get in again. But this is beautiful for Bitcoin, guys. This break out of here, just like we confirmed in the technical analysis book, this is what may continue to take us to all-time highs. But remember, the market does need to breathe, and we could be coming up to one of those areas fairly soon here. So be aware of that, okay? So that's going to be Bitcoin, guys. And also, we're trying for 300 likes on this video. If you get some from these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friend. Trying to be one of the realest guys out here in terms of cryptocurrency. I'm not telling you Bitcoin's going to $1 million. We're going to take this by breaking through resistance, turning it into support, and changing that trend and continuously having that trend move to the upside. That's what we're looking for here. So next we're going to get into Ethereum. Ethereum's just been ripping been an absolutely amazing move here for ETH. We're up to $353. So all the people who, you know, once Ethereum got up to about 285, who were opening shorts and everything, they've just gotten blown away. Because Ethereum, guys, when it gets moving, don't ever try to short it, or Bitcoin as well, in my opinion. You know, when the trend's up for that, don't jump in front of it, because these prices can get so overextended. You can see right now RSI's at 86 right here. 70s overbought, and we have just been cruising to the upside here. We have broken through a major overhead resistance area, which was around $332. That's what I'm going to want to hold as support if we have a retracement. So support at 332, and then it'd be down there around $285 are going to be the support areas that I'm looking at. And in terms of the next overhead resistance spot, I'm going to be looking at about $417 would be the area. We're up above our 9, our 30, our 60, and our 100 moving average right now. Looking really good. We've had our green cross back here, just really pumping out of this. And this basically was almost like a symmetrical triangle as well that we ended up breaking up through with heavier volume. I would just tell you to be concerned about how high we are up on the RSI, because typically when we get in these areas, you're going to have a cool down. Up in this area, you have a cool down. Up in this area, you have a cool down. It just is what it is. People are going to take their profits at some point. The market will cool down. We'll set a higher low and then potentially keep moving again. That's what's so important. But in the long term here, we're actually looking at the arithmetic scale today. I wanted to change things up for it, and you can see we had this double bottom here and here, and it was roughly around $88, and there was a big span, a big gap in between, and that's a really good sign that the bottom has fully been in, and now this is our true uptrend that we're starting, and hopefully this macro bull market we can continue to stay in and get in, or get in and stay in, excuse me, for the days, weeks, and months to come. I think that's really important. So that's Ethereum, guys. You like me covering that? Let me know down below. Really pay attention to those support and resistance areas. They're everything in this space. Okay, next one we're going to go to is Litecoin. Litecoin's been making some really nice, strong moves as well. Litecoin's up around $59 now. And if we take a look at Litecoin here, I'm going to zoom in. What we were having with Litecoin here is basically a trading range. And the trading range went from about $49, we'd say from the top end to the bottom end about $39. We've been bouncing all through this area back and forth. And as I was reading from this book, same with trading ranges, when you get that high volume move to the upside, this most likely will want to continue. You still can have those cool downs and pullbacks, obviously, but the overall trend will want to continue to the upside. And in the days and weeks to come, I would be looking at 63 as overhead resistance. Then it would be roughly about that 79, and we even have a shot to get up around 84 if we have a proper cool down. Because we have dropped so hard and so fast on this backside, a lot of times they'll get made up on the other side. Okay, RSI is up at 79 right now, so it is getting to that overextended area. We've had above average volume. We're up above our 9, our 30, our 60, and our 100 moving average, and we have had that green cross confirmed. This is really important, guys, because typically when you get that green cross, you'll keep moving really far, really fast. When you get the red cross, it'll push you to the downside here. I really like to watch this 30 crossing over top of the 60 there. That's going to be very important for us. So in terms of Litecoin, if we are to retrace, I would want us to hold about that $50, $52, $53 range if we're to have a nice deep retracement, a nice deep breath before we continue the move to the upside here. So that's going to be Litecoin, guys. Next, we're going to move into XRP. XRP's made a really nice move yesterday. We were looking at these tweezer tops that was potentially, remember we talked about waiting for the candle close, the following day's candle close. You always want to wait for that. And what we ended up having was, even with these tweezer tops, we had another nice strong push to the upside, breaking through overhead resistance of 0.23583, and then it was up around that 0.24999. And I actually, guys, just started layering out of my XRP position just due to how overextended we're getting. I want to take my profits and potentially look for a better area to end up buying them back just due to the overextension process. Overhead resistance, if we do continue to run and things get even crazier, we look up to around that 0.28557, and then you go up to around that 0.34134. But one thing I learned, guys, being in this market for 3.5 years, whatever, you don't go broke taking profits. And when things are staring you in the face, you know, in terms of like a 90 RSI, and we're starting to get some wick at the top here, guys are going to be taking their profits. It just is what it is. You know, you don't go broke taking profits, and you look for the next opportunity. And I've talked to people about this, guys. I don't marry coins by any means. I don't care if it's a dog turd, a pink flamingo, gold, silver, cryptocurrency. I trade. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, if it's going to move and people are going to put money into it and you can get 20-30% on an explosive move, I'm going to take my profit. I'm going to look for the next great opportunity, move to the next coin. And that's just how I operate, because before I did the whole hold and hold and hold. And a lot of the times, you know, it's tough to, number one, sit there through 30 to 40% drawbacks in terms of retracements, which happen all the time in this space. So that's really hard to sit through. And then also, you don't want to see those profits leaving you. You know, what if this broke out how it did, guys, and then we came all the way back down to this area of 22, and you could buy them again at 22, and then you have that many more XRP before it potentially moves again. This market cools down. I mean, even this first cool down that we had here, that was roughly about 12-13%. That's a big pullback, and that's what I'm looking for. So, guys, XRP, we're going to be looking at overhead resistance, trying to break through 0.28776. In terms of support, I want to hold around that 0.23585. Then it'd be around that 22 cents is what I'd like to see. Up above all the moving average here. Trend obviously is up. We're just getting overextended at 85 on the RSI. It needs to cool down so that we can keep moving higher. That's the thing, guys. We never want anything to go straight up, because then it's just going to come crashing straight down. We've learned that from Bitcoin when it went from 10,000 to 20,000 in the matter of a couple weeks, and then we had to endure a 2.5-year, 3-year bear market that we're still waiting to see if we've fully gotten out of. Okay, so that's where, you know, you just got to be careful in this space, and that's the one thing I'm always going to tell you guys. Be careful, okay? Take your profits when it's staring you in the face. If it continues to run, don't be upset. Look for the next great opportunity. That's what I like to do here. So that's XRP, and then we're going to get into Link. And also, guys, like I said, we're trying for 300 likes on this video. If you like what I do here, really try to help us out. I appreciate you being here with me. And then you can see all my watch list over here, and we'll go into Link. $7.66 right now. The problem with Link, though, guys, like we were talking about, it made such an explosive move. We came back to that $6.59. That was my support area. It was hit, and now we've been trying to get up, but we have not gotten over the previous high, which would be about $8.12 is the overhead resistance we're going to need to break up through, and then it'd be obviously up there around that $8.91, which we did have the tweezer tops there. See, that was a sign, and look how much we cooled down from that area. We ended up having a 26% retracement. So just for me, I don't like to sit through those things, guys. When I can see them coming, they're heading my direction, I want to take my profits, but that's just me. In terms of support and resistance there, support, we want to hold $6.99. We'll call it $7. If we are to start breaking down through this, I'd look for that 60 moving average to act as support, because basically this entire move, we stayed up above this green 60 moving average. That's been really critical for cryptocurrency. I really like using that. But the thing that Link has going for it, its RSI on the one-day time frame here isn't up around 85 or 90 like some of the other coins. So some of the other coins could potentially cool off, and then more money goes back into Link and then pump back up to try to get over top of that $9. So, you know, it's just interesting. As you look at these things, you can see here that we were losing some momentum as our price continued to climb there, right? So that's what I wanted to look at here. And then what we're going to do for Link, we're going to get into our trading view. Take a look here. In terms of the technicals, we have a 2 sell, a 9 neutral, and a 17 buy. Oscillators, 8 neutral, 2 buy, 1 sell. Moving average is looking pretty strong there due to the fact we're up above our 9 still. We're up above our 30. We're up above our 60 and our 100 moving average that we're paying attention to right there. So those are the areas we're going to look to try to get up over top of. If you guys get anything from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate you being here with me today. Take care, my friends.